Okay, hi everyone. We are back for another week. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. I know I did. We got together with my um, family over at my mom and dad's house, which was really nice. Had lots of turkey and pie. I don't eat turkey though, so maybe I just ate a lot of pie. Um, so I went Black Friday shopping yesterday. Um, and the deals were crap. I spent $13.77. So my husband was happy about that, but I, however, was not. So although I have to say it wasn't as bad as previous years because I avoided lines. I went with my mother, so we went a little bit later, so we avoided the lines, and that was nice. Um, so that is that. Today is Friday, November 23rd, 2012. I am 23 weeks and 2 days. Um, I've got little side notes here, so if you see me looking over, I've kind of got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to try to make it quick, but to the point. So, yeah, oh my god, I can't believe it's been 3 weeks since I last made an update. We did our gender reveal video, and I posted it on the 26th of October, which, by the way, I can't believe it's been that long since I posted a video. It just, I mean, it's literally flying by. Um, but for those of you who didn't see it, we're having another little boy, and we're pretty excited about it because we already have everything that we need for a boy. So that cuts down on a lot of the cost and whatnot. Plus, we're excited that Mason's gonna have a little brother to play with. So I think that'll be fun for him. Um, so the gender reveal, I have to say, is something that I found off of YouTube. It wasn't my idea. I did splice together two ideas though in one video, so I did choose to do that way. I thought it was a little bit cuter than standard videos. Um, let's see here. So at the last appointment I had, which was about a month ago, I was 19 weeks in one day. That was my anatomy scan. It's the same day I uploaded the gender reveal scan. So John did have to end up going to school, so I had to go alone. I took Mason obviously, but not John. So, um, but anyway, so we get there, and I don't know what it is with my son, but he is so freaked out by small rooms. I don't know. He's never done this anywhere but a doctor's office and a public bathroom, like at the mall I took him to a few weeks ago. And I had to use the bathroom, so I took him into the family one, and he just screamed. I don't know if it was the echoing or what. Now that I think about it, I did take him to a store, and I did have to end up using the bathroom to change his diaper. And as soon as I laid him on the baby changing station, he started screaming. I don't know if it felt unstable to him or if he thought he was going to fall off, but he was freaking out. So I feel like every small room we go into now, he cries, and I don't know why, but that's what ended up happening at the doctor's appointment. So we get in there, and as soon as I put him in there and I lay on the table, he starts freaking out. Um, so that wasn't a very good experience because I didn't have John there to calm him down. And I tried holding his hand, and I gave him some juice and some Cheerios, and he wasn't having it. So um, not a lot I could have done there, but I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I had the same tech that did my viability scan at 9 weeks, and she's horrible. I mean, I feel like she doesn't have a personality. She's really quiet. She's really boring, and she kind of won't answer your questions fully, and she'll take a long time to think about it before she answers, which I think is a little bit weird. And she's an older lady, so I know that she's probably been doing this for a while. Um, so I was a little bit disappointed when I saw that she was a lady doing it. So, plus, I gotta be honest, she worked really fast. When I had Mason's anatomy scan, I feel like it lasted at least an hour. I mean, the last tech, mind you, this was a different doctor's office, so it was different people, but they took their time. They scanned every single part of the body, from organs to the brain to the leg. I mean, everything. And they were telling me what they were doing the whole time. This lady was so fast. I swear it lasted like maybe 20 minutes. And I don't know if it was because Mason was screaming and she kind of just wanted to get me out of there and didn't want to hear it anymore, but I mean, what was I supposed to do? You know, I didn't have anybody else to take care of him and he screamed. So, um, and something that I feel a little annoyed with is she kept asking me, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?" And I wanted to be like, "There's nothing wrong with my child. He's just scared. I don't know if he doesn't like the room. He doesn't like you. I don't know what it is, but he just hated it." And I felt like she was making it out like there was something wrong with my child. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. I mean, A, he's in a new place that he probably doesn't remember going to last month. And B, it was past his nap time, so he was really tired. Plus, I had to get him up early to get him ready. I don't know. There's just a lot of factors, but I just felt like she kept asking me over and over, like, "What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Why doesn't he like this room? Or why is he crying like that?" Or I was like, I just wanted to tell her to back up. Like, there's nothing wrong with my child. He's just scared of new places, maybe. Maybe he doesn't like new faces. He doesn't obviously get out often and meet new people. He just turned 1, so it's not like we're having lots of, play dates with adults or something, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, that kind of turned me off to her. I really didn't like that. So, anyways, that's pretty much how the appointment went. She basically told me while I was trying to calm down my son from crying, she goes, I think I see boy parts. It's really hard to see, but I think I see boy parts. So that kind of left me with like a little bit of, well, how sure are you? You know what I mean? But that was pretty much the end of the appointment. She rushed me out of there. So I don't know if I completely believe her. If she feels comfortable enough to say that that's what she feels that it is. My husband seems to think, oh, maybe it's a girl, maybe it's a girl. And I'm like, John, I don't think it's a girl. It's probably a boy. I'm sure she's been doing this a while, but I just didn't feel confident in her, like, quick answer in the way she said, I think. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I'm not sure if there's going to be another ultrasound coming up um, soon. I'm trying to think back. Maybe the only other one I had with Mason was um, maybe like a growth scan at the end just to kind of see how he was doing and how big he was. So, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about that, but that's pretty much it. And another thing that kind of bothered me about her was I feel like my moment was robbed from me. And I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it sounds silly, but I was just expecting like this grand moment, like, and it's you know what I mean? And I just feel like she like robbed me of that moment a little bit because I was kind of entranced in my son trying to quiet him down or calm him down, and she just blurted out, "Oh, I see boy parts. I think I see boy parts." Like, I don't know. It wasn't how I thought it was gonna go or how I expected, and it kind of, I don't know. It kind of upset me a little bit. So I don't think I like this lady, but I think she's probably one of maybe 2 texts that circulate between doctors' offices, and it just seems to be the one I keep getting. So it's my lucky day. Um, so anyways, now that I'm 23 weeks, the baby is about 11 and a half inches long and weighs about a pound and a little bit over a pound. He's used to the sounds on the outside, particularly like, if you have barking dogs or you run the vacuum a lot or other children that are loud. Mason's our first, so it's really quiet around here. So I feel like this baby's maybe a little jumpy. If Mason starts to cry or the vacuum is being ran, I feel like the baby moves a little bit more then. Maybe it startles him. I'm not real sure. But I know he's packing on more fat so we can plump up those cute little cheeks. I just talked about movement, but he is definitely moving a lot, especially after I eat or when it's bedtime and I'm trying to relax and I can't sleep because all he's doing is kicking. I feel like he's kind of all over the place too. Like he's not specifically head down. I know I still have a long time to go, but I feel like he's still pretty mobile in there. With position wise, I feel like he's kicking all over the place. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like when I roll on my back to kind of wake up a little bit, that he's a little bit higher than normal. So that's always interesting to feel because my belly is like harder at the top. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. My nausea is finally gone. I have no more, and I'm so excited because it lasted a really, really, really long time for this pregnancy, anyways. Mason, it was gone by like 10 to 14 weeks, I think, but it took me a really long time to get rid of it, and it's been a hard pregnancy for that matter. My belly button is still an innie. Like I keep saying, I don't think it's going to pop, but it's definitely getting more and more shallow as the time goes on. I feel so much pressure lately. I don't know if it's because he's moving a lot more, or if he's higher feeling, or if he's just bigger in general. But I feel like my stomach is further out there, and it's definitely harder. So, I don't know, sometimes the pressure, I think, can get a little uncomfortable. So, that's something that is going to be fun to look forward to as he grows, that's for sure. His kicks are a lot stronger. They're definitely not the little flutter kicks that you feel early on anymore. They're pretty strong, but they're not as strong as I know they're gonna get. So, um, I think sometimes I can tell which side of my stomach he's on by feeling, one side of my stomach is harder than the other. I mean, I don't specifically know if it's the head or the body or the butt, but you can definitely tell what side he's laying on versus where his legs are. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool to decipher that. Um, oh, and a new development, which is, I believe in the last, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 weeks, excuse me, is that I can finally feel him kick from the outside. Um, I think John still has yet to feel the baby just because he's kind of never there at the right time. And he never really, I mean, he touches my stomach, but I don't think he does it as much. Just because he's in school all the time and he's working all the time. So if the baby's kicking, usually I quick tell him to put his hand in that spot, but you know how it goes. The baby stops kicking, so um, we'll get it one of these days, though. I think Mason's first kick that John ever felt was we were in bed one night, and I think I was like spooning him or something. Like my stomach was up against his back, and Mason kicked, and he felt it on his back. So that was kind of interesting. So we'll see how he's able to feel this baby this time. So let's see here. So my due date is March 21st, but I'm having a scheduled C-section because Mason was a C-section. Um, and I was told early on that they'll do surgery about a week before my due date, as long as the baby's healthy and the lungs are developed and everything looks good. I think just to prevent me from going into labor on my own. I'm not real sure, um, but I don't know. That's kind of, I guess, what my question is. What if I go into labor naturally on my own? Do they do a C-section earlier than that week? I mean, if I choose to not have a vaginal birth, they'll obviously go forth with the C-section, right? I mean, I would imagine. I mean, I don't think they're just going to allow me to have a vaginal birth if that's not something I feel comfortable with, especially since I've had a C-section before. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of questions that I have from my doctor, but that's kind of like my main question is how common is it for a woman who's had a C-section the first time to naturally go into labor her second time? Um, and that's why I'm saying I'm thinking that maybe they schedule you a week before your due date just to try to prevent that from happening. But I don't know. It's kind of like scaring me a little bit because I mean I never went into labor with Mason. I went in for a regular doctor's appointment at 37 weeks, and my blood pressure was a little high, so they ended up inducing me for, I think it was like 2.5 days, and he obviously wasn't ready to come out, and so after 2.5 days, I think I only got to 3 centimeters, I think it was, even after trying the Foley bulb too. So they ended up doing just an emergency C-section on me. And I don't know if it was just because he was 3 weeks early, um, that he wasn't ready, or my body just wasn't ready to throw me into labor. But I'm curious to see how this one will go. So I think it's freaking me out a little bit, but I guess we'll have to deal with it when we get there. Um, so, so if I do have the um, scheduled C-section a week before, then I'm looking around March 14th. As long as everything's okay and I don't go into labor naturally. So, actually not that far away. I think I'm a week away from being 6 months already. So, and then you've got, Christmas coming up, and it's time to have another baby. So I'm excited. Um, so I have a doctor's appointment this Friday coming up, which is a week from today, actually. And actually, I can't believe it's been a month since I've had my last appointment. I mean, I feel like time is literally just flying by, and I know I keep saying that, but I mean, is it the same for you guys? Do you feel like it's flying by? I mean, I know that I don't have very frequent videos, but sometimes when I watch pregnancy videos that I subscribe to, um, they're not always frequent either. But it's like every video that I get in my inbox, I'm like, holy crap, she's blah 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 that many weeks ahead. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like a lot of people's do fly by, but mine included, but not as fast as I think I would like it to. So, um, electric, elective is what I mean to say. I'm sorry I'm flying through this. I'm really trying not to make this a long video. I think it's been 17 minutes already, and it's ridiculous. So, anyways, I think I'm going to pay to have an elective ultrasound done here soon. I think it'd be a nice thing to have done, especially with Christmas around the corner, to kind of hand out little pictures of the new baby. We had one done with Mason, and I think I was like my 32nd week of pregnancy or something. They turned out nice, and I have this little picture of him up on my fireplace mantle that I'm looking at right now that, I mean, obviously is him, but it looks just like him outside of the womb, and it's just ridiculous. His cute little nose, I just love it. So anyways, I think it's worth it. Maybe not always affordable, especially since they're like in 10, 20, 30-minute increments for like $150. But sometimes I think it could be worth it if you have a good tech. So hopefully, if we have a good tech, I'll have a good experience, and it'll be worth it, like Mason's was. So, preparation. Okay, we haven't done much preparation in the for the arrival of the new baby, as far as like buying things goes. But I have been cleaning like crazy. I cleaned out the spare bedroom that we have that we use as a guest room right now. Completely took me all day to clean out the closet and all my husband's junk, because spare bedrooms, no one ever sleeps in there. No one ever comes to visit you and sleeps in there. It's where like all your junk goes when someone comes to visit for like a day or whatever. I mean, I think that's what we use ours for. We just throw everything in there that we don't know what else to do with. So, oh, where am I? I have so many notes. So I cleaned out that room, and which is going to be his nursery. I organized a lot of what was thrown in there. I went through a lot of Mason's old baby clothes, and I split them up by size and started hanging them up and getting that ready. And I'm really excited for another boy, because I remember Mason in these cutest little outfits, and it feels like forever ago. Like, I don't remember all of his outfits, so I think it was, I don't know, I think it was fun to go through it and kind of pull that stuff back out again. So I did get the pack and play out and set that back up. We normally use that for downstairs in the living room, just for something for the baby to be in. But obviously it's a little too early to bring that down here now, so I just set it up upstairs. We still have to pick out a paint color and paint and buy another crib. I think what we're going to do is buy another 4-in-1 convertible bed, so that way it'll last him up till college, like it hopefully will with Mason. We bought him a 4-in-1, so pretty soon here we're going to be turning it into a toddler bed. We just have to find like a bed rail for him. So that is what we're going to do. Names. A lot of people have been asking if we had any picked out yet. I think we have it narrowed down to about 4. I'm not real sure, but I think the lead is Ryan. I've loved the name Ryan for a long, long time, but my sister-in-law just had a baby, and she named the baby the middle name Ryan, so I'm kind of wondering if I can use Ryan as a first name. But honestly, there's so many children in our family, I think we're going to run into this problem eventually, so I might as well just do what I want. But honestly, I think I change my mind so frequently, especially with such a big decision, that I really have to think about it. So I think Ryan's in the lead, and then Benjamin, Noah, and Leland. Leland's a little unconventional. I think it's starting to come out now, to become a little bit more popular. My mom's a preschool teacher, and she has a Leland in her class. And actually, Leland I saw on the news a couple months back, before we even knew what we were having, and I just happened to be watching the news, and there was a hurricane. It wasn't Sandy, the previous one. There was a different one, but yeah. So there was a news anchor named Leland, and I thought it was so cool. He was covering like a story, and I thought, wow, that is such a cool name. So I don't know. That's kind of been on my radar. So plus it's Irish. So and our last name is Irish. So I think 100% Irish name would be kind of cool. So so I think that wraps up week 23 and the few weeks leading up to week 23. So like I said, I have a doctor's appointment in a week, so I'll be doing another update after that, and not much longer after that. I'll be going to appointments every 2 weeks instead of once a month, so that'll be exciting. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.